Oh yeah, I forgot to talk. Never mind. Jody will edit it out. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Welcome to the Mind of Basketball podcast. I'm Evan.
And I'm Ja.
The two down below. Introduce.
And also, we got a couple of new faces here. I think they look familiar.
I'm the new host. I'm taking Johnny Scotland's job, and John's taking Evan's job, and we're the Mind of Basketball.
Well, as you can see, we have two special guests for today's pod. If you have been keeping up with the channel, you might have seen them in a video, the M.O.B group discussion video they were in. Very fun video that we made. I had a lot of fun filming it with these guys, and now they're here back on to discuss basketball, specifically because the Nets and the Lakers played and both embarrassed, but we'll get all into that, starting with the Nets game, going up against the defending champions, the Milwaukee Bucks, and that man, the finals MVP, as Jody so hates him, King me. Dominance. It's like he might have even improved, which is scary.
I agree.
Like crazy. Yeah, I'll admit, yeah. As much as I hate on him in a jokingly way, you could see they said it pregame. He has improved, and he could only get better from here. And he's shown it tonight how much he had improved, for sure.
And I think it's so scary because he's like, what, 25, 26?
Yeah, he's 26, turning 27.
So he's only gonna get better, and it's like he's already an MVP. He's a two-time MVP, right?
Yep, two-time MVP.
He's an NBA champion, NBA Finals MVP. For me, it's like it's scary. At 26, that's up with the greats. If we're talking about it. So I'm not calling him a great. I'm up there with them. In terms of accolades.
You got something to say, Cherno?
Yeah. Nah, Giannis's improvement from where he started from is crazy, man. It's like a skinny kid from Greece, 19 years old, man. Constantly improved year after year and year. Basically, I was just like Jenny. I used to hate on this game a lot until I finally realized, what's the point of fixing something that nobody can't stop? So it was like, so eventually I became a Giannis lover and stuff like that. And he's just a constant improvement. I'm like, Giannis didn't need the jump shot, but now since he got the jump shot now, he's gonna be unstoppable. He's basically LeBron James 2.0.
He's getting better at the jump shot. He don't got the jump shot yet. He's getting better at the jump shot.
We'll see how he progresses through this season.
But today we saw him shooting. It wasn't. I mean, he was 1 for 4.
Well, when the whole Bucks team is shooting like it's nothing, then yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, and like his jumper looks way improved from last season. It looks like he's getting confidence. So it's like it's only up from there, to be honest. If you want to talk.
The big improvement that I saw was his free throw shooting.
Yeah, he didn't miss any free throws, barely.
Yeah, he did.
Wow. He went 7 for 9 today.
Like in the finals.
Or last night. Yeah, he kind of just carried that from the finals where he had 17 made free throws.
Like my son was he was working, man. Like see, most people like that after they win a chip, they go on vacation. They ain't doing nothing, no workouts until like probably like 3 weeks before training camp, bro. But him, you could tell he put in the work during the off season. So it's like after that, I was like after he got that ring, it was over after that. It's like to me, Milwaukee, they just gotta fix their bench depth, and then they're right back to where they was last year as well. Because that bench depth, they need to fix that like big time.
Well, I mean, they got some good bench production last night. Pat Connaughton.
Yeah,
but listen, Evan, listen.
That's and hold on.
Once in a blue moon.
That other guy, I can't say his name.
Jordan.
Don't say that name in front of me. Don't say that name in front of me. Don't say his name.
Nah, John,
Don't say his
speak.
name.
John, speak. Go ahead, John. Speak.
You're talking about, you said the other guy, is it Jordan? I'm not saying his last name.
Yeah, Jordan.
Don't say his name. Don't say his name. Don't say his name in my presence. Don't say
Jordan.
He was getting me tight.
Norwell, whatever. But him, he was playing great last night.
Yeah.
Like almost to an embarrassment against the Nets.
Well, Evan, we spoke about this a little bit when we was in our other video.
Yeah.
In terms of the predictions for the upcoming season. And when we were talking about championship contenders, obviously we both had the Bucks. And I think a lot of people obviously have the Bucks as championship contenders. And the thing is, with everything that has gone on in the offseason in terms of the big improvements from the Lakers, the Nets, we've seen the big improvement that the Heat made, that like people basically are counting out. Well, I'm not going to say they're counting out. They're not counting them out. But in terms of those other teams, they don't have them up there as of like in terms of possibly winning the championship again over those other three teams. So, but as we spoke about, this Bucks team, they might not have improved crazy like these other teams, but yet they still kept all the same pieces that got them the chip. They might have lost PJ Tucker, but they still have that chemistry, that connection. And that's why I'm saying will possibly, because most definitely pull them over. And they showed it in this opening ring ceremony in terms of, because when I looked at the game from start to finish, I felt like their defense is the first thing that dictated their whole thing. And then everything else just starts to pile on in terms of inside. And when they couldn't get inside, they basically forced it outside and they basically started hitting shots from down deep. So I gotta respect this Bucks team. Again, they're looking like they're on their way to trying to prove people wrong.
And also, it's like, like whenever the Nets look like they had, like some chance to get back in the game, is like it never really phased the Bucks, never phased Giannis.
Exactly.
Yes, that's a big thing.
Also the what you call it, the rebounding numbers too, like especially in the first half, like with the Bucks being like as big as they are, like they were out rebounding the Nets a lot, especially in the first half. So it was like, it was really a great game of basketball on the part of the Bucks. I'm not gonna.
Wow, look at you pulling out stats.
He's telling the truth though, because Brook Lopez, bro, like even though he looks like he's not agile, Brook Lopez, man, he knows how to get to the right spots, and like he's one of the best shot blockers in the game. Like he's like what he did today for them today, it like he anchored that defense big time.
And what I like when I was watching this game, it seemed like offensively the Bucks were getting like everything. They were getting to every spot that they wanted, inside and outside. 3-point shooting was great. Every time they took the ball inside, they had good ball rotation. It wasn't just a takeover by Giannis or a takeover by Middleton. It was Giannis. It was Middleton. It was Connaughton. It was Jordan. It was Grayson Allen, newest addition to the Bucks team. He played well too. Holiday, when he was playing, because he did get hurt in the second quarter and left. He played great too. It's just everything was clicking offensively for the Bucks.
Yeah, because they know, look, at majority of the guys on this team know each other already. And if you look at this team, just like what Cherno said about Giannis, right, in terms of it looked like he got that chip and just gotten better, right? Well, this whole team, they basically still have that chip on their shoulder in terms of even though they won a chip, they feel like they still got something to prove because of the fact that nobody's really giving them a chance to repeat. Yeah. And he, again, showing it.
Even for example, like look at Toronto. Remember Toronto when he won the chip the year after that? They were top 3 seed in the East, and they were very competitive. And even took the Boston Celtics to Game 7, trying to prove that even without Kawhi, they can still like beat title contenders. And they shut us up like big time because everybody thought they would be like a lower seed, but they proved that like if you fight, you can still be a top seed.
Yeah.
I feel like for like a team like the Bucks, like not being highly contested as like being able to repeat, I feel like to them, like that's good. Like I feel like that's what they like that's what keeps them going. The fact that like they just won a chip and people are still putting the teams like the Nets and Lakers over them. So it's like I feel like all of that to Giannis is like y'all can't think we can't repeat. Just watch this. So it's gonna be an exciting season, man. It's gonna be really exciting. That was a great season opener, both games. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting, man.
You sure it was great for you?
I
don't think it was great for you.
Is this the first game? I'm not.
You made a great point. It is the first game.
Not that
and
bad.
But before we transition to the next game, we did talk a lot about the Bucks. Let's give some attention to the Nets. You know, when the Bucks, everything was clicking for them offensively, it was a little bit of struggle for the Nets. I found them, they were getting very frustrated at times with sometimes lack of calls, lack of fouls. They felt like they weren't getting their way. And then they would just not transition and not go back on defense. So it was lack of hustle. You know, James Harden, these rules hit different now, Harden, huh? But Harden did struggle a little bit. KD was good, but
he did his thing.
KD could have been better.
Yeah.
But KD was good. Patty Mills was great coming off the bench. I feel like he was the one really trying to keep them alive into this game.
Yeah. He went 7 for I think 7 for 8 from 3-point land. I was like, wow.
Hey, Olympic Patty from Brooklyn.
Honestly, if he didn't score as much as he did, it would have been a huge
It would have been a huge blowout.
Like 30, 40 points.
If he had give that scoring punch off the bench, it would have been over. Like in like the third quarter.
But now go ahead, John. My bad.
No, I have nothing to say.
But here's the thing why I talk about the Nets, and you guys are probably going to disagree with this, but this is why I say in terms of having Kyrie on the team.
I agree with you.
With that type of talent, he controls the pace of the game when all three of them are playing.
Yep, and I feel like they lose by 15.
And also he's a walk-in 20+ point scorer. So imagine if he was there. Imagine if he was there that game. He would add another 20 more points to that. 20 more.
And it's not even just that though.
To that.
It's not even just that. It's just that the flow. It's just that the flow would have been way better for the Nets having him there. And I think that's the reason why. Without having Kyrie there and just those two specific stars, Harden and Kevin Durant, the Bucks only need to focus on them two, and they can focus on everything else. You can see they were trying to get into the interior. The Bucks made that difficult. That's all due to the Bucks interior defense. When it came, the outside shot wasn't really working. Just like what you said, Harden was struggling. You could see it in the first quarter, right from the jump. He kind of had difficulty getting going because again, the rule adjustment's not going.
Rules hit different.
Exactly. The rules hit different. The rules are not going in their way. He can't draw no fouls. That's what I'm saying. Kyrie's that. Look at the Nets are still a championship contending team, but with Kyrie, it makes a whole total difference because it just changed the pace having all three of them on the team.
So what I said when we make a championship conditions, and then I'll pass it to you, John. The Nets are a championship contending team without Kyrie, but with Kyrie, they are the championship contending team. They are the favorites.
Yeah.
But they still have a chance to win it all without Kyrie.
But they don't. But,
John, go ahead, John.
Nah, like Jadim, I agree with you 100%. I was telling my mom because we were watching the game. I was like, with Kyrie, it just pushes them over that edge of like Evan said, like they're that team. You feel me? And also, I feel like with Kyrie being that type of player he is, be like where his handles and like the type of attention he attracts, and it's like impossible to guard Kyrie. It just, it takes that load off, KD and Hardy, you feel me? Because, like, now we got Kyrie, too, you feel me? So, like, like, the attention's going to be on him. Who knows? KD, Hardy's going to be open. Easy, you feel me? So, like, with Kyrie not being there, I feel like it's a bigger loss than it is being, than how it's being presented. I feel like it's a really important.
Ben Simmons? No, sorry.
What?
It's a bigger loss than Ben Simmons.
Go ahead, Sean.
Listen. Kyrie, right here. Listen to me. If you don't take that fucking vaccine, I will come to your house. I'll come to your house. I'll give it to you myself. Because either that or Sean Marks, trade him. Listen, there's Ben Simmons in Philly. There's John Wall in Houston. There's anybody else. Anybody else would love to play with Kevin Durant Harden.
I mean,
but Kyrie, come on, man. Like that's why the ideal trade would be for Ben Simmons because Kyrie can go to Philadelphia. There's no COVID restrictions. He can go play there as much as he wants. New York, he can't play here. So Ben Simmons, he took the vaccine already, and Ben Simmons don't want to be there. He doesn't even want to practice there. So it's like he doesn't have to get kicked out of practice in Brooklyn. So it's like, what's the problem? So it's like that's why Brooklyn. It's not Kyrie doesn't give a certain edge, but Brooklyn they need another player to get them over that hump. And I think Ben Simmons will be that player to get them over the hump. That will help help other players get better and help with defense and stuff like that. So
I agree. I agree with that take, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree too. That's a good one.
But can I say something real quick, Evan?
Yeah, real quick.
My thing is, real quickly, is just the fact you look at this. This is why I say Kyrie's important, though, because you could see the reason why I feel like Harden struggled is because he was trying to do more like he was in Houston in terms of trying to score and play make. And yet again, with that Bucks defense, it kind of limited him because they knew that was what he was trying to do. There's no Kyrie besides him. So talking about grabbing all that attention, well, James got a whole lot more attention just because of the fact not having Kyrie there. It doesn't split it up anymore. So all the attention goes to him and Durant, but more importantly, James Harden, because that is the main facilitator of the ball, the true facilitator on this team.
yeah, but the problem is with Brooklyn though, is like it's just their defense, man. It's like they have no interior defense, and also they didn't even play Bruce Brown mostly the whole game. One of your best defenders, on ball defenders, and you didn't play him like for mostly the whole game.
Well, they say
you played him in garbage time.
I thought he was hurt.
No, he wasn't. He played it.
Time, but I barely saw him.
But I understand why, because they have such a deep roster with vets and stuff like that. So I understand he's a rookie, so he might not be able to play. But him, Cam Thomas, that's my guy. He's gonna be the future of the franchise right there. After he's gonna be the future right there. My son is nice.
Like Darren Williams? Oh, my bad.
What? Just
Wait. I have a question. Didn't Darren Williams beat Toronto back in the day in the playoffs?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Shut up. All right.
Yeah. He beat DeMar DeRozan.
All right. Okay.
All right. That's enough for the Bucks and the Nets game. Even though the Nets tried and get their runs in, they couldn't, and of course they fall short. Well, not fall short, but they fall far to the defending champions, the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, let's go into the second game of the night with a certain LA team. Wow. The Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Golden State Warriors. And I mean, this was a fun game to watch. This was really fun to watch. It's very entertaining. I mean, when you have Stephen Curry and LeBron James, opposite sides of the ball, you know what you have in store.
Yeah.
But I found this game interesting because obviously this is a new look Lakers roster, a complete overhaul, new team. I want to see how they played. Well, I mean, LeBron and AD played. I don't know about anybody else, but they played. And that's about it for the Lakers. They played, and for the Warriors, everybody else played. Even when Stephen Curry was having a poor shooting night, he still did other things.
I'm gonna give it. Yeah. We'll give it to John. I want John to talk about this first, to be honest, bro.
Yeah, talk about this Lakers fan.
First of all, that bench performance was terrible. Like the bench was no help. Like forget the starters, forget Westbrook, forget Bazemore.
Really?
Like literally, bro. What's that guy's name on the Warriors?
Bielitsa?
Whatever his name is, bro.
Bielitsa, I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, Bielitsa, bro. He had 11 rebounds, bro, with 15 points.
He was beasting.
Like him and Damian Lee together, they had 30 points combined, bro, off the bench. Like, come on, bro. Like it was just like the first 3 quarters, it looked like you was gonna play good. And the third, you was up by 2. And in the fourth, you thought, fourth quarter, that's our quarter. You feel me? So you thought we was about to,
not last night.
And yeah, kudos to LeBron and AD. They did their thing. I don't know. I really don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel. It's just it's very disappointing and it's very heartbreaking. But it's just the first game, so it's like yeah, I'm gonna keep my hopes up. But I still believe we're gonna win the NBA championship. I still believe that 100%. But yeah, Harden. Westbrook, get it together. Laughing, bro. That's not funny, bro. Bad guys right here, bro.
My bad.
Listen, man. Hey,
tomorrow. I want to be back on this podcast.
Y'all should expect to be inconsistent and lose a good amount of games for the beginning portion of the season. This is a complete overall team, and the chemistry needs to get there, and everybody needs to get to be playing well. And you can rely on AD and LeBron. Of course, they're your two best players. They're two best players, you know, in the league. But someone who you should be able to rely on, who did not show up, and who everybody knows he had a lot of struggle.
Russell Westbrook.
Oh man, Westbrook, man.
Ja, you said that, you know, preseason don't matter. Everybody want to laugh at him. Well, this is the opening night, and he played terrible.
Well, you're not lying about that. He did play terrible. John said, "Forget him." Yeah, you're right. Forget him because he was forgettable this game. Yeah, Westbrook struggled, but hey, Evan, we talked about this, and this was a lot of questions again with this Lakers team coming into this season. When adding somebody of his caliber, is how could you make this work in certain ways? Because you got to find a way to mix him in, because with his type of talent, is great, but at the same time, it comes with its flaws. And one of the things is spacing. And I felt like Westbrook is trying to find his fitting with this team still. It's going to take some time. I'm not shocked. Again, I know a lot of people are going to social media and go berserk and crazy talking about, oh, the Lakers is trash, they do, they suck, da-da-da. It's just like preseason carrying all over to the regular season for opening night. But trust and believe, when they get the ball rolling, this team is going to find some great success, and he's going to be fine. Trust and believe. He's going to be fine. He struggled this game. Yes, he struggled this game. He couldn't get to his shot. The defense, the Warriors were playing really good defense. Now, I think that's what people won't highlight too. They were playing really good defense, especially upon him. And it was a really close game. But Westbrook is going to find his footing. I'm not going to over-exaggerate with this game.
I have some things to say. All right.
Hold on.
All right.
Let me talk real fast.
All right,
real fast, John.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, as a Lakers fan, I feel like, you know, these like first 15, 10 games, to me, I feel like we just have to, like, you know, see what works for us. But one thing that does not work, and Charles Barkley even said it, and I thought I was the only one that peeped it. But Westbrook and Rondo playing together.
No.
I'm good at home.
That's not.
Like,
you have two ball handlers, bro.
I was getting
with big personality,
and also two guys that can't shoot.
Yeah,
I was getting.
You got to alternate between them. That's why I think the Lakers could fit, right? With doing that, you got to alternate between them. You can't play them together.
Yeah, you can't play them together. You got to alternate. But, like, for me, I agree with all you guys' points. Like, the next 10, 50 games, they have to build up their chemistry. But, like Westbrook, Westbrook tends, when he gets to new teams, he struggles in the first half of the season. You could say that in Washington, Houston. He struggles in the first half of the season because he's starting to learn his teammates, the plays, and all that. But when that second half of the season, he takes off to becoming that all-star, perennial all-star player that we all love, being an MVP candidate all the time. But like, and also another problem, the Lakers, they have to stay healthy. Like, because a lot of the Lakers, they had a lot of
Anthony Davis
players today. Yeah, Anthony Davis, but the Lakers, they had a lot of injured players. They had THT was out, Kendrick Nunn, Trevor Ariza, Wayne Ellington, who's supposed to be the starter. But also, I'd like to give some highlights. LeBron did his thing, but to me, I think LeBron, he shouldn't be like carrying as much of the offensive load that he should be at year 19. Westbrook, he should have came out and played better. To be honest with you, Ken Bazemore, he needs to, even though he played good defense on Steph, you need to knock down those wide open 3-pointers, man. Like, you seriously got to. And the bench, they just got to play. They got to knock down some shots.
I mean, it looked like something was going when Avery Bradley came in, knocked down 2 threes.
Yeah, Avery Bradley, he barely played. And then when they finally brought him in, he brought in that necessary spark that brought them back into it. Because remember, towards the beginning of the fourth, Golden State went on a huge ass run. Huge ass run, shooting threes,
like 98
draining them. And when he came in, he fixed the tempo, made everybody else play defense, and he started knocking down his shots. So it was like the Lakers, they're obviously title favorites, but all they gotta do is just fix the chemistry and stay healthy. That's the only problem. And we're just gonna see them in the finals eventually. That's all they gotta fix.
Before we move on to the Warriors, real quick, what I want to say about this, specifically the great thing I want to point out is, again, with LeBron and AD, but more specifically Bron, because we joked about it a little bit when we was watching the game, right? Evan talking about how, like, you know, he needs to average like 18 these next 2 seasons, right? Well, he's on his way. He's on his way. You know, he's trying to be that number 1 all-time leader scorer, and he was showing that. But it's more about for me, and obviously this is not no surprise to any of y'all, but the passion he was playing with. Like, he was like the one playing with like they was all playing, trying their best to play hard and everything, but he was the one playing with the most intensity. And this is year 19.
But also it's Steph Curry. We all know LeBron, when he sees Steph across on the other side of the court, he has to play hard. Like, that's his rival right there, bro. He has to. Like, every single game. Do you see LeBron ever take time off when he's playing against Steph Curry? No. He always plays hard, plays defense. Huh?
What about KD?
KD too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're right about that. And as for LeBron, like you said, year 19, you know, 34 and 11, not bad for a guy who's slowing down. But let's go on to Golden State, GSW. Like we said, Stephen Curry did not have a good game. He struggled.
He played better than Westbrook. Played better than Westbrook. He got the triple double that Westbrook was trying to get. And he wasn't even trying.
You got that, yeah. Stephen Curry did not have a great scoring performance. He was 5 for 21. He shot 2 for 8. I mean, he was having an off night, but he did pass the ball well. He did rebound, and other guys stepped up. Jordan Poole played great. Andrew Wiggins played good. Damian Lee played great. Bjelica coming off the bench. Iguodala, the fate of the universe online. He's back in GSW. 6 guys in double figures for Golden State compared to the Lakers' 2 guys, LeBron and AD, in double figures. You're not gonna win with that dynamic.
Yeah, but to me, I think the West got to be scared of Golden State, because they're back. They're back. This is the Golden State of old, where they're moving without the ball, cutting, knocking down shots, and then see. And an adjustment I love Steve Kerr that he made. He took out Kevin Looney and put Bjelica. And Bjelica is a stretch 4 who can pass the ball. Bjelica was looking like Nikola Jokic out there, man. I was like, wow. I was like, and Golden State never had a big man like that before, bro. Ever. So it's like, that's gonna be different, man. And like the way they were knocking down shots, and that's without Steph. And Steph was having a bad night. So I was like, imagine when Klay comes back and he's full throttle into the system. I was like, oh man. I was like, the Lakers, Utah, Phoenix, Nuggets, y'all in trouble. Like they coming back. They coming back for the crown.
From what I've seen today, their bench looks really good. Like, they have a really good bench and like a good supporting cast around.
This
Curry.
is the first time.
Thompson comes back, I feel like they're going to be a really strong team. Like Turner said, like, you know, the West should be really scared and worried about the Warriors. And like, yeah, it's going to be an exciting season.
Turner, you mentioned Klay Thompson, but Klay Thompson's the only one that's not playing right now.
Yeah, that's what I said when he comes back. I said when he comes back into the fold, that this team is going to fully take off.
No. What I'm saying is he's not the only one that's not playing.
Oh yeah, James Wiseman too. But I don't think James Wiseman too. But yeah, but I think he still needs time to develop.
Nah, James Wiseman's still out.
He's been
out. Yeah, he's been out since midway second half of last season.
Did Kuminga play?
Nah, the Kuminga, he didn't play. He's injured too.
They have Kuminga too. And they have Moody. You know, two solid rookies.
I think Moody played though. Moody, I think he did play.
He did play.
But here's my thing. And here's why I say. I even said it in the predictions video. I said it straight up. I said, yes, Golden State could look as how they look, but I'm not going to just push them up there as being potential championship contenders just because Klay's come back and things look good. I said again, no matter how what this game showed or whatsoever, in my opinion, they are dark horses. They are dark horse contenders. They're not championship contenders. I don't see them being championship contenders. I feel like when it comes down to the time, these other teams are going to get to them. They're going to get to them. Y'all could say Warriors of old, all y'all want. I said, this is not the Warriors of 2015, 2016. No,
And to defend you, we don't know how good Klay Thompson is going to be when he's missed 2 years of action.
Exactly. And again, this is a game in which you're playing against a team that everybody has to, like one of the two teams that everybody has to win the chip. Sometimes intensity goes up. People get riled up for these moments. And I feel like the Warriors were just riled up for these moments. I'm not saying that they're not going to do that the whole season because with Curry and all of those guys, they look like they have a chip on their shoulder, something to prove. But still, just because you see a game like this, it throws you off crazy. Don't get me wrong. They're going to be fine this season, most definitely. But I'm not going to say they're championship contenders. There's no way I'm going to just push them up there immediately, especially when Klay comes back, because we got to see how the flow goes at that point. I'm not making them championship contenders. Dark horses, yes, sure.
This nigga going in.
Hell no.
All right, calm down. Okay, you're getting riled up for no reason. You're getting riled up for no reason. Like
I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
Do you know who you're talking about? You're talking about Steve Kerr, a legendary championship coach.
Yes.
And sorry, Stephen A, if you're watching this, take the words out of your mouth. Two of the greatest shooters God has ever created in the world. You're gonna doubt them as championship contenders, and you got Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala back into the fold.
Draymond Green, the greatest defender of all time, but.
What?
One of the greatest defenders of all time, and Iguodala, of former Finals MVP.
What you have to understand is that other teams also got better.
They got better too because they have chemistry still.
Look,
they got chemistry,
a team like Denver is gonna beat the Warriors.
And trust and believe, if the Heat, when the Heat go against the Warriors, well, they're gonna have a defensive game plan to shut down those shooters. But Miami's not gonna have a defensive game plan to shut down those shooters.
Who's guarding
Miami?
Jokic?
They built defensively.
Who's guarding Jokic?
And what late? I know I hate on Giannis. I hate on Giannis. Look at the Bucks. What late the Bucks is going to lock them down. Trust me, they're going to try to find a way to lock them down.
If they go up against the Clippers is doing it to them. You feel me? The Suns will beat them. I believe the Suns could beat them, bro. Utah, I don't know. I don't know about Utah.
Do what? No, they can't. First of all, you can't guard Steph Curry because he's always moving and he got him.
They contained him tonight. Last night.
But you have to understand.
The same people you're talking about. Steph was doing it to them by himself, doing it to them. Average 30 points by himself.
But we're
what you talking about?
We're talking about the playoffs, right? In a 7-game series, the Warriors are not eliminating teams like the Sun,
you said the Nuggets,
the Clippers, or the Lakers. Not Jazz. I don't know that one. I don't know.
Well, why you got the Jazz?
They're not beating the Jazz. Nah, man, I don't know.
Listen. Phoenix. I'm gonna tell you this about Phoenix. They got a man named Chris Paul in there, and Steph Curry. That's Steph Curry's son right there. That he just be son.
No.
He be sonning that man. Like.
Real quick, after this point, we're gonna move on.
And with the Nuggets, right? Okay, they improve their roster and stuff like that. Well, Jamal Murray, he's coming off an ACL injury, so we have to see how he's gonna be like. And Jamal Murray, this ain't the bubble, my boy. Like, listen.
He has missed 2 years of basketball, bro.
Listen.
Like, you think he's gonna come back? He's gonna be pop. He's not gonna be doing that.
John, you need your hands to shoot. You don't need your legs, bro. Listen. Klay,
he can't do barefoot shooting. Stance foot shooting.
Klay ain't LeBron James that he needs his fucking Achilles. Klay can just shoot. He can shoot.
Easy block. He needs to move. He needs to move.
He needs to move around though.
You know what it's gonna do? It's gonna change. You know, like the rotation and shit and stuff. I'm sorry. You feel me?
I'm telling you, don't understand. These teams have gotten better defensive. Not you, John. I'm talking about Trent. You understand? These teams have gotten way better defensively. You talk about the talent they add. They gotten way better defensively. They're going to be coming up with defensive schemes because again, they know this Golden State team. They know what they could, how dangerous they could potentially be. That's the reason why.
But Jadib, this team has been for the last 6 years. Every team has been trying to figure out Golden State. They still can't figure them out. The only thing you could do is try to slow down Steph. But if the other team hasn't got it rolling, you cannot stop Golden State.
Oh, them, bro. I'm sorry to say, but you're really.
All right.
Nah,
That's enough of the discussion.
Like,
I'm
Let's
sorry.
we gotta talk about this another
you really
time.
down three-time NBA champions. Like,
I'm
come
not
on,
down
bro.
them. I'm just saying they're not
We
championship
are going to
contenders.
we are going to continue the discussion through as the season progresses. Then we'll come back to this discussion, see how Golden State is going to do and how good they really are, and if they could beat these teams that y'all are talking about. For now, we have to move on. That was a great comment, bro. I love it.
I have a side comment though, but Jadim, come on, like you be having bad takes, bro. Like and you have bad
What?
predictions, bro. like you know that for a fact, bro. Like Evan be telling me too. You be saying a lot of like controversial stuff, bro.
What
And you're always wrong. You're always wrong.
Wait, he just personally violated me for no reason.
You're gonna have to get over it because we gotta get over it. We gotta get to these 25
like Jadim Kellerman,
out of the 75.
Jadim Kellerman, Jadim Bayless, John Bayless, and Jadim Kellerman.
Cherno Wright. Well, like Cherno Wright.
All right. As we all know,
Molly.
This
Look,
is
Molly's up top too.
This is the top 75 anniversary of the NBA, which means that they are going to do something special, which is announce their top 75 players. And they released 25 out of the 75. They will be doing another 25 today and another 25 tomorrow. But the 25 that were released were Hal Greer, Dirk Nowitzki, Bob Pettit, Oscar Robinson, Bill Russell, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Elvin Hayes, Jerry Lucas, Willis Reed, Nate Archibald, Bob Cousy, Dave Cowens, James Harden, Hakeem Olajuwon, Kevin McHale, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, George Mikan, John Stockton, Steve Nash, Charles Barkley, Dr. J. Julius Erving, George Gervin, Moses Malone, and David Robinson.
Is this an order?
No, it's not. You think Hal Greer's gonna be number one?
Yeah, Hal Greer's not gonna be in the top.
They violated Hakeem. No, I thought it was like from 75.
No, it's the first 25. It's the first 25, and they're gonna name more.
I get it.
Listen, if this was ranked, the top three would be
LeBron James, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan.
I'm talking about out of this. It would be Hakeem, Bill Russell, and Durant.
No.
What about Kareem?
Oh my God, Kareem, Hakeem, Bill Russell, Durant.
Yeah.
Actually, I might put Bill Russell over Hakeem because of accolades and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, but outside and Oscar Robinson got to be in the top 5 too if it was ranked. But yeah.
But yeah,
I can't disagree with this list.
Well, I don't think anybody can disagree until we see more.
Yeah. But these first 25 names look right to me.
Yep, and 3 current players playing now: Durant, Giannis, and Harden.
Congrats to them.
Who do y'all want to see on the list, but y'all think that might not get on the list?
That's a good question, bro.
Me and you talked about this personally. There's a whole lot of talent that we have seen that has been in the NBA over these 75 years that we have seen in terms of our existence of watching basketball. But probably for me, it will probably have to be because I don't know. I think people will bring this into question, but probably Chris Bosh.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he might not. Like he's like on the border.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's on the border.
And also,
I got to think.
Go ahead.
Also, I have 2.
Who you have?
Tracy McGrady and Chris Webber. I think because I don't think they're gonna make the top 75 players of all time. To me, because of injuries and stuff like that happened to them. But when they were healthy, that stretch of dominance that they had was as best as anybody.
In my personal opinion, I will have T-Mac on that list. I know injuries hurt him. I know he never got out of the first round. But when he did play, he played about those 8 years that he played when he was healthy.
Yeah.
Was the best of the best. He was a top 5 player. He's a top 10 scorer. So me, I would
Kobe.
have, and me and Jadeem talked about this, about T-Mac. Some people see it's on question, but I would have T-Mac on my list. Chris Webber, yes, that's more on question.
And also, I think Manu Ginobili too.
That's another one too.
That's another one who might get who's
Well,
like a possible snub.
Yeah, well, we talked about this, and they said again, there's so much talent that has came through the years. Go ahead, John.
No, I was just putting my hands up.
Huh?
He's just putting his hands up, like
but like I was saying, like there's so much talent that came around that again, we all said it personally. Like we try to do these lists on our own, and it got to a point where we really got stuck because it's so hard. Because like anybody could just really be replaced with somebody or anything like that outside of the ones who are guaranteed to be on the list. You know what I mean? So it made it tough.
And then my fault.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the harder thing is ranking the current players too.
Yeah.
Because like obviously the give me's is the Hardens, Currys, Braun, and Durant. But like now I'm thinking
Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis too. But now I'm thinking like, damn, is guys like Paul George gonna get on it? He's like an 8-time All-Star. He's the most improved player of the year. Is Damian Lillard's gonna get on it?
You said Paul George?
All right, you got a problem with
Paul George.
You got a problem with
Paul George.
You got a problem with Paul George. Paul George.
Y'all can't speak on
He's
Paul
not
George.
making top 75 players, bro.
Top 75, Paul George?
Nah, that's y'all laughing, but that could really.
I'm not
be
laughing.
You
I'm
have
not
to.
laughing.
No, you have to.
Paul George is a great player, but not.
Top 75, I'm finding Adam Silver and I'm slapping.
He was the best player. He was the best player on the team that led his team to the East Conference Finals back to back.
Listen. I can name top 25. I can name over 25 players that had better careers than Paul George so far. So
25, yes. Well, it's a top 75.
Yeah.
Yes, I can. I can listen. To me, the top 75, because like they already made the top 50. So the top 50 was in 1996. So it's been 25 years later. I think they should just add the next 25 best players in the last 25 years. So it's like
nobody knows if they're gonna do that though.
Here's the thing about it, and this is what they was talking about inside the NBA anyways, right? How it's difficult to make these lists because they don't know. Things change, rules change. People have changed the game and stuff in terms of it's kind of hard to try to make a list like this because the game has evolved so much that it's like, yes, again, you got your surefires, but at the same time, now you got people who you could probably potentially take off. Like the game has changed so much, and it's like, are you going to add 25 or are you going to just make a whole different kind of list at that point? Things start to come into question at this point. When talking about,
I got my 25.
I didn't go yet. You know that, right?
John, go ahead.
John.
Go ahead, Aunt Jemima.
My player, I actually know who it is, bro. My favorite basketball player, Luka Doncic, bro.
Listen to me.
What?
You tight. You are tight. If Paul George is not making it, you are tight. If Paul George is not making it,
Luka's definitely not taking it.
You're tight.
I'm joking. That's who's I think make it, but you said who should make it, but they might not.
No. Who you think like who you want to make it, but you don't think is gonna make it. Like he's on the border type.
Yeah, that's hard.
Chris Bosh and Manu Ginobili were good examples.
Yeah.
And Chris
I
Webber.
know. Chris Webber, yeah, I would say Chris Bosh too. Yeah, I would have to agree with Jadeem. I feel like Chris Bosh should make it because of his time in Toronto and also his thing with the Heat. But I feel like he's not gonna make it because for the fact that he had to retire early.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's gonna hurt him a lot because we didn't get to see the later on, his career after LeBron James left and etc. So
I think Pau Gasol is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one.
Pau Gasol, not just even his Lakers days, he was dominant on the Grizzlies. He was their best player. He led them to the playoffs. And a lot of people forget those years. And he was really, really good in Memphis.
Yeah. And people go throwing also Blake Griffin. You could throw in Blake Griffin into that list.
Blake Griffin is it's
All-Star, All-NBA. You can't deny that.
But instead of Blake, the more I think that's more debatable is Kevin Love.
Yeah, I would have
What about
Actually, no. I have Blake Griffin over Kevin Love though.
You have Blake Griffin over Kevin Love?
Yeah,
Really?
because
One of
Blake,
them
because like Kevin Love will get a walking double, but never win the game, and never his play never resulted in winning. It's just until when he went to Cleveland, he
Kevin
finally started
Love.
winning.
Kevin Love was damn near a 30-15 guy
What?
when he was in
Wait.
Minnesota.
But
Like,
listen, Evan, I'm not saying who's the better player. I'm talking about who had a better career. Blake Griffin. So that actually Kevin Love, even though he got the championship, Blake Griffin
Yeah.
has.
but no, he's right because he's
But
talking
what
about
Blake- but
the
listen, but look
Clippers
at this.
compared to the Timberwolves. And Blake Griffin on the Clippers, even though he wasn't the best player, he played great, and he was a beneficiary, and he was a big factor of that Clippers team.
Wait. Are we going to ignore that fact that look? I feel like that 1 year in Detroit kind of showed something about Blake though, because he was the best player that made it to the playoffs in that team. Yes, Eastern Conference, I can understand that.
Andre Drummond.
But
Yeah,
he's kind of right though because Blake Griffin when he went to
Yeah.
Detroit, he showed his arsenal. Like he had
And he
handles,
was
he could shoot
balling.
the ball. He was balling.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget, but when they
It's just
traded
because
Chris
of his
Paul
knees.
too, yeah, and when they traded Chris Paul too, they were still doing well with him as their lead guy. And then
It was.
they decided to change it up. I feel like that's what people get thrown in with Blake Griffin. It's because of the fact that the Clippers sucked before they got to CP3, and when they got to CP3, they supposed to be championship contenders. Didn't do much really, and you could clearly see that Blake Griffin's game was developing, but it wasn't at the point that people want to see questions about it. But he was still really good, still really talented, put up buckets, and he did everything for that team, All-NBA, All-Star. But as soon as you seen Chris Paul leave, and then he go to Detroit also, you could see, like, as the best player, the team could get somewhere. We didn't know much because, again, it's so much injuries, but the team, you saw what happened when he was the best player on these teams. The team got some kind of success that you never really thought of, in my opinion.
Detroit made it to the playoffs, right? When he was there the first year.
The first year with Detroit, he made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, and
real quick, what?
Nah, talk. My fault.
And real quick, before we go on to the next topic, which I think about Aldridge.
LaMarcus.
It's I'm a Nets fan, so let me go first. So to me, it's like I love to see Aldridge back in the NBA, and also to see him back with the Nets. So it's like basically Aldridge. He's just basically doing the same role he did last season when he was with us in the short amount of time that he was with us. He's just doing the same role, stretching out the floor, trying to defend, and that's it.
No, I'm asking if he's a top 75 player.
Oh, David. Oh, no.
I mean, he's most of the time All-Star. He was the best player on the playoff team consistently.
Evan, if I name my 25, he's not making it.
But 75, Cherno, that's what I'm saying. 75.
No.
He named 75 other guys better than Aldridge.
I think another person who needs to be considered on this list has to be Dame too, because we keep bringing Dame to question.
If Paul George's not making it with all his accolades, then Dame's not making it.
Yeah, Dame's not making it either. Yeah.
And I think that's unfortunate.
So I'm gonna shut that down.
He'll make it in 100.
Yeah, in 100.
But to real quickly before we move on, I just want to say in terms of what Cherno said with his two players, in terms of Tracy McGrady and Chris Webber, in my opinion, I feel like Chris Webber has more of a reason to be on the 75 than T-Mac. Because again, say what you want, but everywhere that Chris Webber went, he was the main reason for that team going from, he had an extreme impact in teams of his team going from really bad to really good, or from really good to really great. Everywhere he went.
Yeah, I do agree with you with that. But we'll see what happens with this top 75. Again, there will be more released today. Matter of fact, as of when we release this, it's probably more that's already been announced.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm trying to put players that might not make it.
He's talking about Tim Hardaway as another one as well.
Yeah, Tim Hardaway Sr.
Think Penny's gonna make it?
No.
Nah, Penny's not gonna make it. I really think Tim Hardaway should make it. If we're being honest.
What about
Clyde Drexler's making it. Clyde Drexler's making it.
No question.
What about Dominique?
He didn't make the top 50, which was bullshit. He better make this.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't make the top 50. Shaq made it, but he didn't.
Wait, Dominique didn't make top 50?
No, he didn't make the top 50 in 1997, right, John?
97, yeah. 97,
96.
they came out with the list of 97.
All right. Now all that's out the way, let's do some predictions for tonight's, I guess, real opening night for many teams and many fans around the league. First, starting off just quickly, you don't have to know explanation, just who you got in this game. Pacers, Hornets.
Pacers.
Pacers.
Basic.
Charlotte, fuck out of here. What's y'all talking about? Bulls, Pistons. Yeah.
Bulls.
Huh?
Bulls, Pistons.
Bulls.
Bulls.
Bulls, easy.
Yeah, Bulls. No Zeke. Celtics, Knicks. ESPN,
Celtics
7:30.
by a lot. Celtics by a lot.
Wait, Celtics versus who?
The Knicks.
He about to violate you.
I gotta go with the Knicks. Actually, I'm gonna choose the Knicks for this one. I'm gonna choose the Knicks.
Yeah, I'm picking the Knicks.
I'm
too,
Madison
actually.
Square Garden too.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. That's hard.
The Knicks
I'm Madison
are
Square
back.
Garden too. I don't know. Kemba might
Let's
put on
go,
the show.
Knicks.
Why
Kevin
not?
might put on-
Against his
Exactly.
old team. Let's get it.
The Wizards versus the Raptors. I don't think Wall or Lowry is
Wizards.
playing this game.
Wizards.
Wizards?
Wizards. Yeah, I gotta go with the Wizards. Yeah.
John?
Yeah, Wizards, because they do have a lot of new pieces. Yeah, Wizards.
Dinwiddie, Kuzma.
Playing team.
Harold. Montrezl Harold.
Montrezl
Yeah,
Harrell,
Montrezl
yeah.
Harrell, he's tough.
I feel like y'all might be sleeping on the Raptors. I mean, they back in Toronto. So I got the Raptors.
Lowry left, so yeah, of course. But they got Dragic.
Van Vliet.
They got Dragic too.
They still got Siakam.
Still got.
Oh, yeah.
I thought Johnny was about to say something.
And also Gary Trent.
Pick the Raptors.
Gary Trent Jr. Yes, you got Raptors now?
Yeah, I got Raptors, yeah.
All right.
Nah, I still got Wizards.
Cavaliers, Grizzlies. You know I'm going, my guy. J.A. Let's go, Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies. John Grizzlies.
Grizzlies, yeah.
Interesting bout. Rockets, Timberwolves.
Rockets. Even though I want the Timberwolves to win, actually. I want the
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves. Forget that. I gotta go with the Timberwolves. I forgot. Carl Anthony Towns. Let's get it, baby.
My son Pat Bev about to lock up Jalen Green. Watch. Show that nigga welcome to the NBA moment.
I have the Rockets winning.
You got the Rockets. I got the Timberwolves.
I think I don't really have the Timberwolves. No offense, Jardine.
76ers, Pelicans. No Ben because he got suspended.
Sixers.
I think the Pelicans.
Yes, the Pelicans.
Yeah, because Ben Simmons, he's the number one on the ball defender.
Is Embiid still playing?
Yes.
Embiid's he's
Okay, I got the Sixers.
Sixers, bro. You
Man,
know,
come on, man.
All right.
So,
I think there's a lot of questions. I think there's a lot of questions a little bit with that Pelicans team. I don't know if they've really gotten it all together compared to how they was last season, and they did horrible last season, surprisingly.
why is the screen stuck on Caruso?
I think with the Sixers, I think the Sixers are still.
That's the
I
thing
think
right
you
there.
can see it in their practice, even despite all the betting that they are focused, in my opinion.
Yeah, I got the Sixers.
Just like Embiid said, he doesn't care about that man. He does not care about that man.
Magic or the Spurs?
Spurs.
Magic.
I forgot the Spurs are still in the NBA, but the Spurs.
Still got Pop, so I still gonna believe. Let's go Spurs. The Thunder or the Jazz?
Jazz by a lot.
Let's do that to SGA and
Don't underestimate
SGA.
Turno.
Don't do that.
By a lot. I'm going by a lot. They lucky I don't do FanDuel.
Oh yeah, I did do FanDuel. I'm about to put well,
You do FanDuel?
Yeah, I lost today, bro. Freaking what?
You gotta lose again. Don't do it.
I got Jazz.
I'll be all right.
Last doubleheader, the last primetime game, ESPN 10 o'clock, rematch of the second round in the Western Conference. The Denver Nuggets up against the Phoenix Suns.
Suns.
Is Jamal Murray back?
No.
Not yet.
Oh,
Even if he was, I got the Suns. And lastly, that team in Sacramento going up against the Trailblazers. Trailblazers, they ain't still on the team for now.
Let's see.
What you said? Before I go, I'm going to the next segment.
Let's see what happens in the midseason when if he's gonna be happy or unhappy. And then if Philadelphia still got Ben, then pull that trigger.
All I gotta say is about Sacramento specifically, De'Aaron Fox is gonna ball out. That's all I gotta say. That's all.
De'Aaron Fox balled out last year too, and they didn't win. So it's like
all that for the 10th seed.
Yeah, all that for the 10th seed to possibly get all that to fight for a playing spot and lose in the playing tournament. So
hey, that's the only way Sacramento's making tickets. That's the only way Sacramento's getting tickets.
But
Shaq, the team was so bad, Shaq had to share his shares.
Since there's not going to be a podcast for tomorrow, let's do the predictions for Thursday as well. First, TNT, 7:30. Luka and the Dallas Mavericks going up against the man that he is so, I guess, inclined with in history, Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks.
Luka.
ATL.
Luka.
ATL.
Even though I want them to lose every game, but the Hawks. The rematch of the first round where a team got embarrassed. The Bucks versus the Miami Heat.
They got way better, bro.
They got way better, and they're gonna take it personal.
Exactly.
The Bucks. I got the Bucks.
I got the Bucks as well.
But Drew Holiday got hurt.
I think it was a right heel contusion. I don't think he's gonna be out for that long.
2 days.
And lastly, on TNT at 10 o'clock, GSW just fought one LA team. Now they will fight another. This time it's the Clippers, and it's in San Fran. Who do you have?
GSW.
I'll go with Oakland or San Francisco, wherever they at.
You got the Warriors. Yeah, I got the Warriors as well. And Kawhi is still hurt. He's not gonna come back anytime soon, I believe. Right, Johnny?
Ever. He's not coming back this season. Watch. Not coming back this season. Watch.
But all right.
All
right. It's time to wrap things up. Before we go, any final thoughts from Johnny or the guests?
Thanks for having us, man. I had a lot of fun. We should definitely do this again.
Anytime.
Maybe
hey, whenever y'all want to come up, just let me know. Let y'all know.
Eternal.
This will not be the last time you guys will see me. This will not be the last time. All right.
Yep. Especially, Eternal always has a lot to
just
say.
Comment anytime you want to see me. Just comment. Just say "Pretty boy church." That's it.
Nah, they're not going to do that. As I was saying, as I was trying to say, like, Eternal, I'm sorry, but they are dark horses. They're not championship contenders, regardless of what you want to say. They're and there was no need to disrespect me. There was no need to disrespect me and say some crazy shit.
We'll continue this another time. John, sure. It was great having y'all. I can come anytime. Just hit me up, hit y'all up. It's fun. Always fun talking basketball. Y'all on off camera, you know it's always vibe. So it's nice seeing y'all. As for me and Ja, we will be seeing y'all Friday. No podcast for tomorrow. No podcast for today. Well, today is Wednesday. No podcast for Thursday. Podcast for Friday. That'll be our next podcast, and we'll cover the games that happened on Thursday and Wednesday. For now, thank you guys for watching today's podcast. Make sure to tune into Friday's podcast. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe, comment, support channel, give us feedback. Positive or negative, just be respectful, please. All that good stuff.
And also tune into our TikTok and our Instagram and just stay posted on everything that we have up there.
Of course.
Stay basketball.
Yes, stay watching basketball, stay in tune with the NBA. And once again, I'm Evan.
I'm Ja.
And this was the Mind of Basketball Podcast.
Taco Tuesday.
Good night, everybody. Season 2. Good night, everybody.
All right.